Why do ordinary people pay luxury brands to turn them into walking billboards, while billionaires pay even more to disappear? That is the hidden divide between loud luxury and stealth wealth. One side wants the logo seen before the face. The other removes every obvious label and lets only the right people understand the message. A giant monogram begs, "Notice what I bought." A plain cashmere coat whispers, "You either know or you don't." So why do the richest people avoid the symbols everyone else chases? Before we decode it, comment, stealth, if real luxury should whisper, not shout. Luxury has always had two voices. The first voice is loud, polished, and easy to recognize. It is the oversized belt buckle, the designer name across a hoodie, the bag covered in monograms, or the sneakers that announce themselves before anyone speaks. This kind of fashion gives instant proof. It tells strangers that money was spent, and for many people, that feeling matters. It can mark progress, success, or the first time someone finally buys the thing they once only saw behind glass. But the second voice of luxury is quieter. It does not introduce itself with a logo. It appears in the fall of a coat, the softness of a knit, the shape of a shoulder, the weight of leather, and the calm confidence of a person who does not need their outfit to shout. This is the world of Dior tailoring, Hermes craftsmanship, Loro Piana fabric, and the Rose disciplined minimalism. These brands are powerful not because they scream for attention, but because they understand control. But here is where the game changes. The richer the room gets, the less useful the obvious logo becomes. A logo is not just decoration. It is a signal. It tells people what group you want to belong to, what you want them to notice, and sometimes what insecurity you are trying to cover. A big logo speaks to everyone. A subtle detail speaks to a smaller circle. And that smaller circle is exactly where elite style lives. Rich people do not always dress to impress the public. Often, they dress to be recognized by people who already know the code. That is the heart of signaling theory. People use visible choices to communicate hidden information: money, taste, class, confidence, and belonging. But not every signal is aimed at the same audience. Loud luxury signals outward. It says, "Everybody look." Stealth wealth signals sideways. It says, "Those who know will know." In elite circles, the goal is not to be noticed by everyone. It is to be quietly recognized by the few people whose approval actually carries weight. In other words, the truly rich are not always trying to impress everyone. They are often signaling to other rich people. That is why a massive logo can sometimes backfire in elite spaces. It may show that someone paid a lot, but it does not always show taste. Anyone with enough money can buy a loud designer item. Fewer people understand when to stop, what to remove, why fabric matters, or why a perfectly plain jacket can carry more authority than a shirt covered in branding. In those rooms, restraint becomes the flex. Think about the difference between a crowded Miami club and a private dinner in Manhattan. In the club, a flashy designer shirt may work because the goal is attention. At the dinner, the loudest outfit may feel like it is trying too hard. The person with real influence might be wearing a navy sweater, clean trousers, and shoes with no visible logo at all. Nothing screams. Nothing begs. Yet the whole look feels expensive because every detail is controlled. And once you understand that control, Mark Zuckerberg's plain wardrobe starts looking less random and more strategic. For years, Zuckerberg was known for a simple tech founder uniform: gray t-shirt, hoodie, jeans. On the surface, it looked almost anti-fashion. But plain clothing can still send a message. His uniform suggested focus, efficiency, and power without decoration. He did not need a giant designer logo because his status came from the company he built, not from the brand on his chest. The clothes stayed quiet while the identity did the work. That is what makes his later style shift interesting. When Zuckerberg began wearing more custom pieces, chains, and smart glasses connected to Meta's image, people noticed because the signal changed. Yet even then, the point was not a giant luxury logo. It was controlled evolution. At a certain level, the person gives value to the clothing. The shirt does not make Zuckerberg look powerful. Zuckerberg makes the shirt look intentional. Kendall Roy from Succession shows the same idea through fiction. but in a way millions of viewers understood immediately. Kendall was not dressed like someone who had just won the lottery. His wardrobe was muted, expensive, and emotionally contained. Soft caps, neutral layers, clean jackets, luxury basics. Nothing looked desperate for attention. His clothes seemed almost normal until viewers learned that a simple cashmere baseball cap could cost hundreds of dollars. That is the brilliance of the Kendall Roy look. To most people, the cap is just a cap. To someone inside the code, it says wealth without begging. His outfit does not explain itself to the masses. It waits for the informed viewer to decode it. That is exactly how stealth wealth works. It is not invisible because it has no value. It is invisible because its value is not meant for everyone. But if quiet style is so powerful, why does loud wealth keep coming back? Because culture moves in cycles. America loves display. It loves the big entrance, the shiny watch, the statement sneaker, the "I made it" moment. Jordans have history. Streetwear has culture. Some logos are iconic because they are tied to music, sports, identity, and memory. There is nothing wrong with enjoying a visible brand when you genuinely love the design. The problem begins when recognition becomes the only reason you want it. Before buying something loud, ask one honest question: would I still want this if nobody knew the brand? If the answer is yes, then it may be personal style. If the answer is no, then you are not buying fashion. You are buying proof. And proof gets expensive because it expires quickly. Someone notices once, the feeling fades, and suddenly you need another drop, another bag, another belt, another small hit of approval. Quiet luxury breaks that cycle because it moves the focus from reaction to standards. Instead of asking, will people know this was expensive? It asks, does this fit well? Will it last? Does it reflect who I am becoming? That is a different relationship with clothing. It is slower, more deliberate, less hungry for applause. It cares about quality, not noise. This is why craftsmanship matters so much to the channel's world. Hermès is not powerful only because of the name. It is the leather, the handwork, the history, and the controlled access. Dior is not just a logo, it is structure, silhouette, and decades of fashion language. Loro Piana is not about shouting wealth. It is about materials that feel different before they look different. The row turns restraint into identity. Each brand proves the same point. True luxury becomes stronger when it does not explain itself too loudly. And that leads to the uncomfortable truth. A logo can decorate you, but it cannot give you class. Class begins in the edit. Knowing what to remove. Knowing when enough is enough. Knowing that the best piece in the outfit should support the person, not swallow them. A brand tag can tell people what you bought, but it cannot tell them who you are. That part comes from posture, taste, self-control, and how naturally you carry what you wear. So the next time you see someone covered in giant logos, do not judge too quickly. Maybe they love the piece. Maybe it marks a personal win. Maybe it is their celebration. But also understand the code. The person in the plain sweater may be wearing the most expensive thing in the room. The person with no visible branding may have the strongest status. And the person who does not need to announce wealth may be the one who has the most of it. Because real class never comes from a brand tag. It comes from taste, restraint, and quiet confidence. Loud luxury asks to be seen. Stealth wealth waits to be understood. But one wrong detail can ruin the message. If this video changed how you see luxury, like and subscribe for more today.